Megalodon. This giant prehistoric shark lived in oceans around the world millions of years ago. It looked similar to a great white shark, but far larger, with some estimates suggesting it reached the length of a bus. Its jaws were filled with massive serrated teeth designed for crushing large prey, including whales. Fossilized teeth have been discovered on many continents, showing how widespread it once was. It matters because it represents one of the most powerful marine predators ever known, ruling ancient seas long before humans appeared.
Mosasaurus. This marine reptile lived during the late Cretaceous period and spent nearly its entire life in the ocean. Although many people mistake it for a dinosaur, it was actually more closely related to modern lizards and snakes. It had a long, streamlined body, strong tail, and double-hinged jaws that allowed it to swallow prey easily. Fossils of Mosasaurus have been found in Europe, North America, and other regions that were once covered by shallow seas. Its discovery helped scientists better understand how reptiles adapted to marine life during the age of dinosaurs. Plesiosaurus. This creature is famous for its long neck, small head, and broad body with 4 powerful flippers. It moved through the water in a way that resembled underwater flight, using its flippers almost like wings. Plesiosaurs lived in oceans across the world and hunted fish and smaller marine animals. Their unusual shape made them one of the most recognizable prehistoric sea creatures ever discovered. Some legends about lake monsters were even inspired by the appearance of plesiosaur fossils. Liopleurodon. This short-necked marine reptile was built very differently from long-necked plesiosaurs. It had a huge skull, strong bite force, and large flippers that made it a fast and dangerous hunter. Liopleurodon lived during the Jurassic period in warm, shallow seas that once covered parts of Europe. While older documentaries exaggerated its size, it was still an impressive predator, capable of attacking large prey. Its design shows how different types of marine reptiles evolved for different hunting styles. Ichthyosaurus. This reptile evolved a body shape surprisingly similar to modern dolphins. It had a streamlined form, long snout, large eyes, and a tail built for speed in open water. Ichthyosaurs were some of the earliest reptiles to fully adapt to life in the sea after their ancestors left land. Fossils have revealed preserved embryos inside their bodies, proving they gave birth to live young instead of laying eggs on beaches. That discovery gave scientists a clearer picture of how marine reptiles survived in ancient oceans. Dunkleosteus. This armored fish lived long before the dinosaurs, during the Devonian period. Instead of normal teeth, it had sharp, bony plates that acted like giant blades, capable of slicing through prey. Its head and upper body were covered in thick armor, giving it a heavy and intimidating appearance. Dunkleosteus ruled ancient seas at a time when fish were rapidly evolving into many different forms. It remains one of the earliest examples of a true apex predator in marine history. Elasmosaurus. This marine reptile is known for having one of the longest necks of any animal ever discovered. Its neck contained dozens of vertebrae, allowing it to move its head through the water while keeping the rest of its body steady. Elasmosaurus likely used this advantage to quietly approach fish before striking. It lived in inland seas that once divided parts of North America during the late Cretaceous period. The first reconstruction of this creature accidentally placed the skull on the tail, becoming one of the most famous scientific mistakes in paleontology. Anomalocaris. This strange predator lived hundreds of millions of years ago during the Cambrian period, long before large reptiles or dinosaurs existed. It had large compound eyes, flexible swimming flaps along its body, and grasping appendages near its mouth. For its time, it was one of the biggest and most advanced predators in the ocean. Its appearance looked so unusual that scientists originally thought its body parts belonged to different animals. Anomalocaris matters because it came from a period when complex life in the oceans was rapidly expanding. Basilosaurus. Despite its name, this was not a reptile. but an ancient whale. Early fossil discoveries confused scientists, leading them to believe it was a giant marine lizard. Before its true identity became clear, Basilosaurus had a long, snake-like body and still retained tiny hind limbs from its land-dwelling ancestors. It lived around 40 million years ago, when whales were still evolving into fully aquatic mammals. Fossils of Basilosaurus helped reveal the evolutionary transition from land mammals to modern whales.
Leedsichthys. This enormous prehistoric fish may have been one of the largest fish to ever live. Unlike giant predators, it fed mainly on small plankton drifting through the water. Its massive mouth filtered huge amounts of seawater in search of food, similar to some modern whales and whale sharks. Fossils are difficult to study because much of its skeleton was made of cartilage, which rarely preserves well. Even so, enough remains have been found to show that ancient oceans supported giant filter-feeding animals long before modern marine giants evolved.